You are live on the intranets.
Hello, Internet. Now, I just want to say the sound check. Anyone that's a Patreon subscriber fully understands exactly what the hell this chicanery it is. It is literally us checking the fucking microphones.
Oh my God. It is never literally, well, it's sometimes literally us checking the microphones
Yeah, it's what it is.
and sending no audio to Alan.
You know that those kind of things do happen. But let me show everybody something here real quick. We are waiting on Graham. He is en route, but that's right, boys and girls. If you read that closely, that is the Whiskey Advocate top 20 whiskeys of the year. Well, whiskey of the year and top 2024 revealed. We have the list. Every single one but one. We're still trying to get the Angels Envy Cast Strength 2023. Was released in the middle of last year, and it's going to be damn near close to impossible to find. Although that does not mean you should doubt our ability to find things, because we will find things. As Graham's walking in, talking on his phone while we're recording a show.
Well, you told him we were doing sound check.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me that.
I sent you a text that said,
I was driving, so I was responsible. Didn't check my text messages.
what, you don't have a good car that has like Apple CarPlay on it?
Some
and you
of
can
us don't go to country clubs to buy our cars, Sam, so no.
have our cars delivered to us. Thank you very much at country clubs. Well, you know, maybe you
If
need
you're going
to
to strip, do it on camera.
maybe you need to do better with that white male privilege shit, dude. Come on now, got to work on that
Your
stuff.
hair's way too neat.
What I was saying to everybody here is
Is my family or cunts? That's the latest conversation I was having.
You do not talk about Cameron that way.
Not that family. Extended family.
The Angels
Oh, yeah.
Envy Cast Strength. We will end up ultimately getting a taster, but I sincerely doubt we will get a full bottle. Secondary market's asking for $400, and quite frankly,
We don't have enough supporters for that.
I'm not paying $400 for that bottle. There's very
Probably mediocre whiskey.
yeah, I'm already not a huge fan of that. Yes, Mr. Graham, your notes. If you open that up, your notes are there on number 20.
Oh, look at that.
Here we go.
Well done.
Pass over your notes as well.
I still have to put a bet
Okay,
together
so,
for the weekend.
Real quick, Mr. Graham, let you know we are already live. So
Yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
like live, like on the internet.
Yeah, that's
live.
fine.
Okay,
Hello,
very good.
Internet.
All right, so your family's a bunch of cunts then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure enough is.
Okay.
Seems that way.
Just trying to figure out all the family stuff
There we
for
go.
the holidays and parties
No,
and bullshit.
no.
or just-
Way extended family. It's stuff I don't even know that I've told you yet.
okay.
I'm not prepared to talk about
Cool,
it.
cool.
Don't.
Well, give me a call tomorrow. Talk to me about tomorrow.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, there's that. Work is insane.
Of course.
We obviously, this is my next to last show before paternity because on the 26th we go into the old hospital for
There we go.
for our induction. If she hasn't popped by then, so very well could be my last show. By the way, don't know yet. We'll see what happens. So there's that stress, which then also cuts a minimum of 5 selling days out of the end of my year. Which means this week is super intense, that I get everything tidied up, finished, my accounts taken care of, my goals hit, and I could just go to the hospital and not have to worry about a fucking thing.
Right.
So I walked in my house at 8:30. My wife was lovely enough to have one of the kids asleep already and working on the second. I grabbed the dinner that she purchased from a local
Shore
Chinese.
Billy, it does not. She's not here yet.
From a local Chinese, and I ate that while I was watching the last 2 or 3 highlights, and
What?
then I
You had
finally
what for dinner?
A succulent
a
Chinese meal.
succulent Chinese meal.
I see
Get
you know
your hands off my penis!
I see you know your judo well, sir.
I love it.
This is democracy
See manifest. Oh, what a great video. Anyway, so that, and then something surrounding some family drama. I got a hold of one of my cousins, and then had to fill my stepmother in on the cousin conversation.
Very good. Very good.
So that's who I was talking to my stepmom when I walked in the door, saying goodbye. And that's what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
It's been a load of fun around my way.
Well, and And also, I mean, you talk about how it's already busy. This week is already a very busy week in your work because it's the week before Christmas.
And it's
everybody's loading up.
It's a new credit list
Right,
as
so
well. So the week
everyone's
of Christmas is an old list. You also have a very Wednesday holidays are the worst holidays. So you already have a fucked up delivery schedule.
Yeah, everything gets
even
pushed
more
forward and pushed back.
and pushed back. So all my Tuesday, Thursday customers have Monday, Friday, which doesn't really help anyone.
No.
Mondays are super slow. That's fine. Not really an issue. Work over the weekend, no problem.
Right.
Nobody wants a Friday truck because it's busy. It's Friday.
Right.
Between Christmas and New Year's, people are doing Friendsgivings or they're traveling or it's a lot of, it's super busy still.
Yeah, so
that
they're
weekend.
doing all the ordering this week. And then
to load up for next week altogether. And then they'll get a Monday truck New Year's week, and that's all they want.
But then couple that for you with the fact that this is your last week working essentially before it's baby time.
Yeah.
So it is double busy for you because you're trying to take care of everything for the end of the year as well at that
So
same time.
I did a full 12-hour workday without stopping. Watched the last 3 highlight packages when I got to the house, on top of dealing with family drama and trying to shove a succulent Chinese meal into my face. And now I'm here.
Good. Well, then this works out very well. Tonight, for the first time, I've been meaning to always do this, and I never have, I made red beans and rice. I have a fuck ton of the red beans and the sausage and the ham hock and all that, and I have a container for you to take home.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, middle of the night when you need some leftovers, you now have some.
Well, as soon as I get home and take the gummy.
yeah, you'll have some fucking food. No rice to go along with it. So
There is a 15-second gap where I get the munchies before I pass out.
There you go.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah, you got a nice bowl of it. I figure it's probably going to be too spicy for the wife right now with her being pregnant. It's not terribly spicy. I didn't go too over the top on it.
We have a new tripod.
Don't worry about me over here.
Yeah. We talked about it in our sound check. There's going to be some bits in here where she's going to hone in on some TikTok
to
lives.
get the restream for live, we have to do live videos, and so I was going to go live earlier, but you weren't here, so I'm behind on that. Oh, now I threw him into the bus. I really am throwing people under the bus today.
Shouldn't. Yeah, I pretty much explained why, and it was a pretty difficult situation. So I think that was uncalled for.
She don't care. She don't care.
Just saying.
She don't care. She don't care.
Are you
at
guys
all.
still talking to me?
Yeah, exactly. See,
No, we're
She
talking
don't
about you, yeah, but not to you.
But we do start the list tonight.
Yeah. Any more for any more? We good? We start the show.
Yes, I'm gonna run and go get glasses of ice, but we also have the smaller glasses for our neat.
Of
pour to
course.
start.
Yeah, we need the neat pour.
You have yourself beer and all that.
Oh,
good.
good. They
Stuff,
have
Mr. Graham?
Awesome. They have an advertisement for that.
Yeah,
We have none.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have
Perfect.
0.
Yeah.
Like
Great.
maybe get a bottle, right? Alrighty. I'm gonna run and go get.
I hate my life.
I'm gonna run and go get. Well, you're the one who decided to reproduce. Okay.
It's
All
not that.
I'm
That's
gonna
not the
put up
problem. That's
Be
getting
Right. I'm going to put the Be Right Back Up sign on so people know we're coming back. Okay.
Okay.
the
cool.
kids actually getting me a break.
Damn.
All right. Stopping subject.
Go ahead and pour some whiskey. I'll go get
Yes.
some glasses and ice, and we'll get started. for
All right.
We are live again.
We are live again.
Hello,
We're starting
Internet.
The show.
Excellent. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for the patience. We just had a couple of quick things we had to take care of real quick. You know, admin, not our strong suit.
Damn straight.
All right. It meant at me, not at you. Like, I got the death glare of, like, I'm going to kill you.
I'm having absolutely nothing to do with you right now.
Very good. Alrighty. Well, then, Mr. Graham, you ready to do this?
Yep.
All right. Let's do it. I'd like you to be. I mean, hey, let's try this again. Mr. Graham, are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Do we have to put our hands in the air? 1, 2, 3.
That's a defeated man.
Am I a better sad clown now? Does that help?
I was just hoping you'd be a little more energetic.
No. Fuck that shit.
If I give you $1, will you be more energetic?
No.
$20?
I'm on the 15th hour. Just fucking hit the button.
Hey, it's Brad Parker, Crystal Palace fan, and you are listening to the Drunkard United Football Show. It's a parade.
I know.
Stop. Tottenham scored.
Yeah, exactly. I know I did this.
Oh shit, they scored again.
I did this last week, but I mean, come on, they beat Brighton in the El Gatwico. I gotta fucking open with this again, right? It's just
we have to fuck with
them.
them. Wait, it happened again.
Yeah, they scored again. Wait, Russell Martin's fired. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Sam Houston? Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey. Sam Graham. Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football
It happened
Show.
for a fourth
completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, my co-host, apparently playing the part of producer Mel tonight and raining hellfire and furious vengeance upon
Trying
everyone.
to be the statistician down on the South
He's
Coast.
like-
It's all happening.
Co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. Sammy, how the hell are you, good sir?
Not bad. Just trying to make the show go faster. You know, that's pretty much Southampton, Tottenham wrapped up in it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we've already covered it all. Now, we're not going to, on the ones and twos is producer Mel,
fuck's
but she
sake.
doesn't need to chime in because she's literally using all of her hands and doing all of the fucking things right now. So I'm not going to ask too much of her, but good job, producer
You know, a
Mel.
left-handed live video with a sweet fade out. That's pretty decent.
Thank you.
I'm
thank
impressed
you.
by
Well,
that.
considering I
actually.
almost missed that and I missed the first fade out.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Shorbilly is watching us both on TikTok and on
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook. And we're not going to do the whole show on TikTok. We're just going to do bits and pieces.
Yeah. So if you want to
Because
actually...
here's the setup.
Right. If you want, you told me to do this, and then promptly don't have. You're like, hold on, Sam, I want you to do exactly this. Move the camera away.
Don't worry about the camera. I told you, don't worry
Just be
about
natural, Sam. Be
well,
natural.
I'm telling the people on TikTok, if we leave the live and you want to come join us, that's really, really.
Wait, hold on.
enjoyable.
His face is a lot right now. I have to
No
say.
shit. If you're enjoying us on the TikTok live and you want to see more of the show, like I said, right now we're just starting to experiment with this a little bit. Please come join us on YouTube or Twitch or wherever you like to stream. We're all over the place. Just hunt down DU Football Show and you can come check it out. But let's go ahead and get into it. Over there doing 1,000 things, Mr. Graham over here yawning, trying to stay
I
awake.
didn't yawn yet.
You-
Don't
you-
bring it up.
Yeah.
I might.
It's only a matter of time.
It's probably true.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcast. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night and right now on TikTok Live as well. Should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Mr. Graham,
TikTok live.
tell the good people how they get in touch.
Am I supposed to do something now?
Pretty much. You should be doing some dances and shit.
Supposed to do something here? I'm almost 40. I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
All right. Tell the good people how they get in touch.
All right, very easy. At DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email, which we say in all of our TikToks. So make sure you check that out.
Which is probably how you'll be talking to everybody, I'm sure, soon enough when...
over the next 6 weeks?
Yeah, when you're
at
not
least.
around.
Yeah.
Good news. The roster's all filled out. Got dates from everybody. Pretty much every date's taken care of. We are ready to rock and roll.
Awesome.
So it won't be the same without you, but we're going to put up a good fight for you.
Yeah, it still just won't be the same, will it?
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, it is the start of another Whiskey Advocate Top 20 list. For those of you who are new to the show, we do this list every single year. We have done it for 5 straight years now. We've done this list, and we get every single bottle, and each week we review, counting down from 20 to 1 over the next 20 shows. So, Mr. Graham, what are we starting with today?
We are starting with the Westland Cask Exploration Wine Cask Finished Batch number 1. The MSRP for this is about $75, but I'm sure since it's recent accolade of number 20 on Whiskey Advocates Top 20, you should be willing to pay up to about $90 for it at least.
I got it for 75, baby.
There you go.
Yep.
It is 92 proof or 46% by volume for those of you keeping track at home. It is an American single malt, and the panel rated it a 92, much like their proof.
Allow me to say the following real quick before you get into the write-up on it.
The blurb.
American single malt. An official category is recognized by the TTB that happened this past week.
Yeah, get in.
Does me no good considering I don't have a job with an American single malt company anymore, but it is now an official category. So tell us all about it, Mr.
And
Graham.
like I said, you should be willing to pay up to $115 for this bottle now because if they claim it, they got to stick to the rules. Which costs money. Anyway, your blurb for the number 20 whiskey in Whiskey Advocates Top 20 comes to you from the tasting panel member Shane English, and he says about this whiskey, Westland is a leader in the American single malt scene, and this whiskey is a step forward for the style. For its wine cask finish, Westland uses Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, Petit Verdot, Red Blend, and Tempranillo casks to create new depth. The nose is jammy with blackberries, raspberries, and baked apples, grain sweetness, and banana bread emerge with time. Actual time.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Heard. Okay. With time. Okay.
Not T-Y-T-H-Y.
Okay.
I mean-
Okay. Gotcha.
Actual time. The sip shows apples, pecans, apricots, buttered popcorn, and vanilla malt. On the finish, there are tea tannins, cherry cough drops. I don't know that I got that from my first sip. And chocolate. Cherry cough drop sounds like it's going to be medicinal. I don't get that one
I don't
bit.
get medicinal at all.
No. I did get a bit of candied fruit there at the end. And maybe that's what he's talking about because cough drops tend to have a lot of sugar to them nowadays to make them more palatable.
True.
But I don't get that one bit. I much more lean towards the banana, the blackberry, the jamminess, that you would get from that Syrah barrel, really. I don't really get a ton of tannic quality like you would get from a cab finish. Like, we remember back in the day we did at Jefferson's. That may just lend it being bourbon, but
Right.
That cab finish Jefferson's was very hot, very tannic, very acidic, actually. This is lovely. I don't find any of those qualities in this.
I do get a little bit of barbecue smoke in the nose.
Okay. In the nose, yeah.
Yeah, not in the flavor, but in the nose, which he didn't describe that at all. But I definitely get it. I get that little bit of kind of like vanilla buttercream thing going on in the palate. It's
This has a very Tempranillo nose to me. It smells very rustic. It smells very old. I like it.
that might be where I'm getting barbecue smoke is just kind of rustic.
Yeah.
You know, that could be what I'm getting out of it. It's very
It's almost
good.
mesquite.
So you'll see. Yeah. That's
It's almost
like I said, I
mesquite.
got a little barbecue.
Yeah.
Is what I got out of it.
Some of us grill with hickory, Sam.
Yeah, I know. I'm perfectly aware of that. And some with cherry or apple or pecan wood, you know. I'm sure Short Billy's over there raving about all the different types.
He's
of
about to go
whiskeys
outside and fire it up.
Yeah. Now,
Which I need to text him.
there's a few people that have started doing this in whiskey, American whiskey in general. Some call it like a Vinters Cuvée or something like that. But essentially what you're doing is taking your whiskey, finishing it in a bunch of different red wine barrels to then commingle and get like the best parts of a Cab to the best parts of a Tempranillo to the best parts of a Syrah, right? So it's not all just,
One note.
big fruit dry, or big fruit tannin. It's like mild down, say like the tannins, because the whiskey already has a wood influence to it, and maybe amp up a little bit more of the cherry, and just figuring out ways to kind of balance those different wine barrels together to make it all commingle well and still have all of those wonderful wine qualities. Of course, this is based out of just outside of Seattle, Washington. So the Columbia Valley. There's some great
closest competitor
wines.
to your former company.
Yeah, some great wines in Washington and Oregon that they can pull from, and honestly, probably some of the same wineries that my former employer also played from here.
Absolutely,
as well.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, fantastic way to start the list, and
It's lovely. It's delightful. It's not too hot.
Yeah.
It's not too cereal grainy, but you're drinking
yeah,
a malt-based whiskey.
yeah.
Excuse me. And the wine influence is prevalent throughout the sip.
There is.
It does what it says on the tin.
I'm excited to see what this does throughout the show on ice, and
Same. I feel you there.
I also want to say this is a little precursor to this year's list. There's a lot of single malts from all over the world on this list this year.
Yes.
There is a lot
There
of
are.
single malts.
And one time for the TikToks, before Sam asks me to do it, just because it's our first time here, remember to always drink responsibly. Okay?
Excellent.
That's important to us. Repeat business is the best business.
All right. Well, then, Mr. Graham, let's get into the fucking show, my friend.
Do it, man. Come on. It was a great weekend of the Barclays, wasn't it?
It was except for our game, which was
That was not a good advertisement. No. That was not a good advertisement for the old Barclays.
We open with a couple of derbies that have been quite one-sided in recent history, but this weekend, the other side had something to say about it. Crystal Palace 3, Brighton 1, Manchester United 2, Man City 1. The Gatwico did not disappoint. It was a fucking fun match.
I can't let you slide without hearing that you almost said half. The other half.
The other half.
That's what you were going to do, and then you abandoned it and said the other side,
well, it happens,
which is good. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
sexy.
I'm here for it. That's
Say
what I do.
half next time. I was
half.
getting a bit of a chubby.
Okay.
No, it did not disappoint. It was awesome. But it was a perfect game from a Palace point of view, wasn't it? They weathered the early storm because Brighton did come out of the gates decently. But they grew into the game well, Palace. As I said, that Brighton had the better of the opening chances. But once Chalobah scored, it was a bit of a sucker punch, to be fair. Palace did have a chance or two, but to be honest, it was against the run of play when Chalobah's goal went in.
The first thing I have written is Palace are optimistic, despite the fact that the Seagulls pretty much dominated.
Yeah.
The Seagulls had possession, they had control of the match, and then it was like, oh shit, we're down 1-0.
But then Palace went, oh fuck, they're shook.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And 6 minutes later, they scored again.
Yep, made it 2-0.
And it was, again, just a great goal from Ismail Assar. It was fantastic. That platform gave Palace the impetus for the rest of the half, really, because they then took over and Brighton retreated within themselves.
But Brighton had to answer in the second half. They came out.
Oh, starting the second half, they were fucking flying.
And Nicole's boyfriend, Mr. Dean Henderson,
Oh.
had himself a day in the net.
Now, it was only bettered. I thought when I saw this, I was like, oh, wow, what a great game for the goalkeeper. I showed it to Tegan. You know, my oldest daughter, for those that don't know, is the backup varsity goalkeeper as a freshman. And I was like, shit, I'm going to have to show her this one. Well, that was until Emi Martinez did what he did, and then fucking today, Fabianski. No detractors to the former Arsenal player after today. Fucking, what was it? 11 saves?
And
Come on.
And Kepa didn't look half bad down on his end.
That's
for the
what I'm saying.
Cherries either.
It was what a weekend for goalkeepers.
I know.
Like, even with all the goals that were scored, it was absolutely fantastic from Hendo in this one. Obviously, it was a defensive mix-up late on that saw Sarr ultimately put the game to bed with the third goal, and then Brighton got their consolation.
Here's
as
my
well.
question to you: who does the own goal?
Palace
hurt?
also scored
Yeah,
that
I was
one.
gonna say, who does the own goal hurt more? Does it hurt Palace because they really wanted to shut out Brighton, or does it hurt Brighton because Brighton smashes Palace all day long, and the only way they get the ball in the back of the net is when Palace puts
This is
it
what
in
Palace
there
do it for them. Yeah. It hurts. It does hurt. I mean, you know, it's obviously your biggest rivals, even though it's a manufactured derby. But it is what it is, and they lost the game. I mean, Brighton just were second best most of the time.
You put the respect on the El Gatwico it motherfucking deserves. Do you hear me? You give that damn yes.
Yeah, good. So we talking about NK Dons next then? Because
Here's my final question
there's
for
another manufactured derby.
Brighton, first and foremost, in a little bit of a slide. Do we think Palace is finally turning this thing around?
I think they are turning a corner. It seems like they've tried to figure out. Obviously, losing Joachim Anderson, we've spoken about this ad nauseum over the last 15 weeks now.
Yeah.
They seem like they're starting to figure it out. This is what we thought Wolves was going to do.
Right.
I think.
Right.
And
Well, this is also the team we thought that Palace was. We thought this was a team that would be competing for the top 10. They're starting to look like that now.
Yeah. They're too far out of the top 10 to compete for the top 10. But, yes, I agree. But again, like I said, we Wolves had a very difficult start to the season. We'll come on to them, obviously, and properly with their fixtures. But we said after a few weeks ago when they strung a couple of results together, I think Wolves were unbeaten in 4. And then they turned around into what was supposed to be the easy time
And
shit the bed, right?
Whooped
Palace
by Everton and then lose a couple more. Like
Conversely, Palace has gone, okay, now we have our shit together.
Right.
And that's
Let's
why
go.
Ollie Glasner still has a job and Gag O'Neill doesn't.
Yeah, pretty much. The Manchester Derby already had interest before the match even started because you had on City's side only 3 healthy defenders.
Yeah.
No one on the bench, just 3 healthy defenders.
Yeah.
That's what we're playing
Good luck.
with.
Yeah.
And then United left out a couple of players who didn't even come with the squad. And it's 2 players who have played quite a bit. And I think it was definitely whatever the fuck his name is sending a message because Marcus Rashford and Garnacho both completely left out of the squad for the Manchester Derby.
Yeah. Also, apparently, Garnacho's either cousin or agent or somebody closely related to Garnacho is somebody who's been accused of leaking team information before. Ooh. And the fact that Garnacho and Rashford weren't going to be in the squad, also coincidentally, every time Garnacho is absent from the squad itself, this information gets leaked.
Ooh, okay.
This friend or colleague or whoever he is has said that he had no involvement this time. But Saturday night, everybody knew the Manchester United team for the following day.
Right, of course.
On
The
Sunday.
players know that. Of course they do.
No, the public.
Oh, the
because
public
it was
knew.
leaked again.
Because it was leaked again.
And Amarin said that he's going to have a conversation with all these people.
Right.
The game itself, I thought most of the time was pretty drab.
Oh, yeah. It was not a very good game.
Manchester City facing Manchester United looked like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Except for if Jake Paul was half bent and couldn't stand up straight. Because United didn't offer a goddamn thing.
No, they did not. Not
It
one
was
bit.
not a good game. The first 20 minutes especially were absolutely shit. I made a point after watching part of this to look at a stat that I don't really put much weight in, but a lot of people seem to nowadays. XG, the old expected goals.
Right.
After the first 20 minutes, Manchester City had a .03. Would you care to guess how much Manchester United was?
0.01.
No, 0. Not even that. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Fuck me. That was a chore, those first 25, 30 minutes.
It was not easy.
Absolutely pitiful, that.
It was a tough watch.
Finally, Gvardiol decided to do what he did, and even that looked like a goal that was scored by accident. It's like, oh, the ball's here.
You're like, holy shit.
Header.
Goal. Look at that. We're up 1-0.
Oh, shit. It didn't look like he expected it to be there, but it was a decent looping header. He did react well. Fair play to him. But it just overall was just a shit game. Manchester United were tepid. They were slow. Almost as slow as both of our teams were, which we'll come on to
that soon
in
enough.
a brief 2 sentences when we get there. But
They ain't gonna be much to say about that one.
they were quite slow. They didn't really do much, to be completely honest. It wasn't great. Wasn't super pleased with it. My favorite meme of the weekend, though, was the meme of Kyle Walker in the hospital bed. Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed that. All good after the attempt on his life that Rasmus Højlund had. It's him in a hospital bed doing the thumbs up. Fucking fantastic.
It felt like once it hit about the 75th minute,
Yeah.
that City was just going to try to hold on. Their substitutes kind of dictated
big
that.
time.
And it just looked like they were going to pack it in and try to hold on.
But they even moved to this weird back five system with Mateus Nunes, who ended up giving away the penalty, which I'm sure is what you're coming on to, was playing wing back.
Yeah.
Well, he's been playing on the left side of midfield, really, unless Doku was in the squad, so he was playing on the right today. But, the day the game was played, rather, yesterday. But it's what a pitiful. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And there you go.
What are you doing?
And in 2 minutes,
There's nobody around him.
And then essentially in 2 minutes, the whole fucking match changed.
Yeah, he wasn't even moving.
Yeah.
He trapped the ball and stood still. And you just clatter into him.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I mean, yes, Ederson was out of position, but you didn't have to just run him over. I also think that's probably the case that he isn't in the right position and doesn't know exactly what to do and how to fucking tackle the guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's
scenario.
well, exactly right. And it just speaks to Pep panicking, really, is what it looks like, is Pep is panicking. He's putting people in positions they're not used to. He's changing the way that he's trying to play. He's doing things in his system that he's not normally doing. And it showed. They've got, 1 win, maybe 2 wins in 11 or 12, something like that. It's just not good, man.
Oh.
It just really isn't good.
Fernandez equalizes. We often say
From the penalty spot, be fair.
Right. We don't like Bruno Fernandez.
He did a lot of fucking crying this game, too.
But I will give him credit for a derby. The just stop, turn, look right at the Manchester City supporters, just go, huh? What?
That's not a bad celebration.
Like,
yeah,
huh? It was pretty fucking great.
Yeah, it's not
on
a bad
shit house level. I very much enjoyed
Absolutely.
that.
I'm sure Jamie Vardy was proud as well.
Despite the fact that he's a fucking dumbass. And then what happens right after that, Mr.
It
Graham?
was about 2 minutes, I guess. Fucking Route 1, Sam Allardyce football. Ball over the top. Defenders misjudge it. They think Ederson's coming. He didn't come. They weren't. Excuse me. It was a back pass, wasn't it? It was Route 1 to the wing.
Yeah.
And the defender dealt with it, sort of. Back pass. Looper. Not well. Amad Diallo, who's the only United player to show any real impetus most of the game.
Right.
Steals in, great first touch to loop over Ederson, who hesitated coming out, found himself in no man's land, and then hits a volley with decent pace. It was a fine, strike to get it on target with his off foot. Like, okay, great, well done. My problem, and he scores, obviously. My issue with the entire thing is Gvardiol. Like, as a defender, I'm offended by how Gvardiol decided to defend this.
Try to back heel.
What are you
out.
doing?
Like,
just touch the ball out.
get a foot on the ball.
If they come back and score it, fine. You did your job, though.
Get rid of the goddamn ball.
What are
Sorry,
you doing?
Russ.
But he's running at his own goal. Fair enough. You don't want to put it in your own goal. Why are you trying to backheel it?
Exactly.
Just stick a boot out, stop it. Onana comes and gathers. Or Ederson comes and gathers.
Right.
It's not a pass. You didn't pass it. You just blocked it.
What the hell is Pep doing switching the keepers back and forth?
Don't know.
I think
he's
Ederson put
what's he doing?
them in
Cutting
the wrong
himself
way.
with his own fingernails. I mean, we're in uncharted territory here.
If you're going to go ahead and go with Ortega, you go with Ortega, and you let maybe Ederson play the Champions League games. But
Ederson's not the problem, though.
yeah, but he was this match. Both of those goals were preventable. If his ass doesn't come flying all the way out, maybe Nunez doesn't go in.
No,
harsh on that
here's the
tackle.
problem. Ederson's not the problem. Ederson was put in a situation where he was asked to do something he's not normally used to do.
Mm-hmm.
City, as a team, as a collective, is the problem. City do not have the possession they normally have. They do not. If they have the ball, you can't score. Mm-hmm. That's how they've played. That's how every Pep team's played.
Right.
You go to Barca, you go to Bayern, you go here.
Right.
That's how they've played. They have not been able to hold possession. There's passes being overhit. There's passes being underhit. There's sloppiness going on. There's injuries happening that people that it's seemingly innocuous. They're asking to come off the field. They don't look like they want to be there. They don't look like they're buying in at the moment. And the problem for City and what's going to happen is they just signed Pep to a 2-year extension. They also have these now 130 because they've added 15 more charges. 130 charges hanging over their head, and they may not be able to replace a fucking soul. And these people don't look like they're buying in anymore.
No.
The amount of attacking talent you have on that field, and you mustered, 2 shots on target the entire fucking game?
Yeah.
Not good, man.
Yeah.
It's not good. Something is sour in that camp. They need some refresh. They need something different. It seems like people have stayed too long at the party. Mm-hmm. Pep included.
Yeah.
Potentially. And things don't look like they're going to improve quickly for them, in my opinion. But that's all part of being humble and shit, you know?
We do have on a positive for them. Kovacic is healthy and was on the bench, so that could.
He came on in this game.
Yeah,
and after he came on, Manchester United scored twice, so well done. That fixed it.
I think that might help them from the starting.
Eventually, I'm sure it will,
you know?
yes.
Obviously, Manchester City's in a free fall right now, but for United, what do you take out of this? Do you think this is a major step forward, or is
they're
this
fucked.
just
They're still fucked.
we're just gotta keep it going?
They're still fucked. It should have been better. And it wasn't. The Manchester City were there for the taking, and United took 2 moments of absolute brilliance from one singular player to get it done. As collectively, they're not there yet.
Sometimes matches don't need a storyline. Sometimes they just need to be fun.
They are fun.
Fulham 2, Liverpool 2, Forest 2, Aston Villa 1. Back-to-back draws for the Reds and back-to-back draws for Fulham. But somehow, they each feel a little different, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
For the Reds, it's like, oh, shit, we've dropped points here a couple times. Or for Fulham, you go, yeah, we just drew Arsenal and
but
and
away at Liverpool. Yeah,
we
it's
just
huge.
did that.
Arsenal was at least in their building.
Yeah,
right?
right.
This was at Anfield.
Yeah.
And a straight red for Andy Robertson.
Yeah, thoughts on that? Do you think that Virgil van Dijk was potentially last defender?
He's not fast.
I don't think he was either. I think that there was some commentary that was like, well, he was there, and it's like the ball was going right towards him. The ball was only going right towards him because Andy Robertson tackled the guy, and the ball shot
It
out.
was a very heavy touch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That ball would not have been touched like that if there
there's no
wasn't
way.
a tackle.
Obviously, Pereira got things going before Liverpool went down to 10 men with a phenomenal fucking goal to open the scoring, to be completely fair to him. And then Fulham were obviously boosted by that straight red. But Fulham didn't take the chances they were given there. I think they hit the post once. I think Jimenez did some weird chip over Allison that ended up going wide.
Yeah.
Looked really cool for the beginning of the highlight package until the rest of the shot played out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have Liverpool coming back into it through Gakpo, and then obviously Salah, but not before it was. No, excuse me, it was Jota that scored, wasn't it? But Rodrigo Muniz with one of the goals of the season, in my opinion.
Oh, gorgeous
fantastic flick around Allison. Was brilliant. Little, very, very, very tidy. Super happy with that one. But I spare a thought. For Cuenca. I think he's made 3 substitute appearances this season. First start for Fulham.
Right.
Against fucking Liverpool at Anfield.
Right.
And Jota sent him for a fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
He definitely zigzagged, and Cuenca zigged when he should have zagged.
Oh, yeah.
And he went the wrong way. It was not good. And Jota finished well to draw Liverpool level, and that's obviously how it finished. But it was wonderful from Fulham. I mean, they're absolutely fucking flying. This has Roy the Boy back in the day going to the Europa League final. Remember this? Written all over it. I mean, Fulham's having a fucking season, and I like it. They're very polite down there, very nice to everyone. They deserve it. And then they can go back to the championship in 2 years, and it'll be fine.
Marco has this team humming.
That was for you all.
Marco has this team humming. They are definitely, I think, poised to be in the discussion for a European spot.
Yeah.
I think
There's no reason they shouldn't. And you know what?
They're not afraid of anyone.
McRib, they could fucking win the thing.
Oh, God, yeah, they could.
As long as Chelsea are in it next season also. Because
Right.
Chelsea are walking away with that motherfucker this year.
Oh, my God, they're killing everybody.
So Chelsea played a team in the Europa Conference League this year called FC Noah. And they've scored a goal for every species on the planet 2 times over. Just like the Ark. And if that's the case, then Fulham could absolutely get it done, in my opinion.
The only silver lining right now for the Reds is while
I was worried how it was going to be funny today.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing pretty goddamn good.
So the one
Considering.
the one thing that the Reds can at least take away from dropping points here is that pretty much everybody else except for Chelsea are dropping points too.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they got going for them.
The one happy thing, from my perspective as well, is Chelsea are so young. Now, they seem clued up now. They seem pretty organized and things happen.
You did too a few years ago, and you
Right.
lost a 10-point lead.
But you run into a little bit of an injury crisis, or something happens that changes the team just enough. I feel like Chelsea have the best chance of any one of us to drop points the rest of the season, really. Right?
Right.
So I'm not so concerned about their surge yet. I don't think Liverpool should be either, because Liverpool have amassed such a point lead that even after 2 pretty piss poor results, they still find themselves 2 points clear with the game in hand
Right.
against, arguably, no disrespect, a relative struggler. So you got to figure that's a 5-point lead, right?
Right.
I think they're still pretty safe from Chelsea.
Right.
Because Chelsea still could come against some adversity this season. Will they is the question. I mean, that's why we still play the games, right? We'll see what happens. But I feel confident Chelsea are going to drop some points at some stage. I don't think they're ready to really. I mean, Cole Palmer against us, for instance, a few weeks ago was absolutely fucking anonymous.
Right.
I don't know that they're necessarily ready collectively to step up and be a major player. Are they good enough to beat the teams they're supposed to beat? Yeah. Is that enough to get you the title? No. Are they title contenders? Yes.
Yes, producer.
Keith Kerm. Hey, Graham, you should be concerned with Chelsea.
No. I'm not
Well, there
worried
you go,
about
Keith.
it. I don't worry about it.
Well, allow
Same
me.
way I wasn't concerned with y'all. Look where y'all are now. Vindicated. Hashtag vindicated. Saudi money.
For
and all that.
being a scoreless first half, Villa and Forest was absolutely frenetic. It was a crazy fucking game. Especially, I mean,
Villa Forest?
yeah,
Yeah.
They're all over the place. All over the place.
I enjoyed it to a point.
I heard someone today. I'm going to let you. This is the only thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because it was brought up today. You remember David Seaman against, I think it was Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday. Ball was behind him. He reaches back. He's got his ponytail flowing in the wind, and he claws that ball out from the goal line.
Yeah.
They were saying that, and fair dues, today's game's faster. The technology's a bit different. The ball's a bit different. Emi Martinez's little claw on
Yeah,
the goal, and it was
behind the
underneath of him.
back.
Yeah,
Like-
his little claw off the goal line was better than that one. And I heard somebody say they're never going to reference David Seaman's save again because of this.
Wow.
And what I have to say is go fuck yourself. It was decent, but it wasn't that.
It was pretty good.
That guy still ate pies.
Producer Mel,
Yes.
what flavor would you care for?
Damn.
Yeah, where's the
Before her
Malort
analysis,
selection? Here,
that's what
take
you're
the,
doing?
take
I'm
the
just going to
camera.
pour it while she's talking. That's all.
Take the camera and show the Malort selection. Let's go with bourbon. I mean, the barrel aged.
Barrel aged, okay.
Here, I got you here. If you want, I'll just do the whole goddamn thing while you're all up pouring. This is cool. I like this. This is. I wasn't worried about the camera before.
Right.
I am enamored with the technology we
Well,
got surrounding
When
the
I had
camera.
more time to set it up, that's actually got a gyromeister in it. So if you turn it, it'll recorrect itself. But I didn't get that charged because I
Nice.
didn't have this idea until an hour before.
John,
This is great.
But the more we go live on TikTok, the more that
more
they
we
will
can
let
do
more
this.
viewers will let us do it. Then they'll let us
Yeah.
stream the show. But we have to start doing it to get more rewards and
All right.
a fucking fleeting touch.
I like it.
yes, that's right. Mel, tell us about a fucking fleeting touch.
Fucking fleeting touch. So Morgan Rogers going in the box with the ball, and he is grabbed by the Forest player, and VAR looks at it, and VAR decides it is, quote, a fleeting touch. Yeah,
Fucking yanked his arm
they
back, man.
fucking yanked his arm.
It's not a fleeting
Like
touch.
in the discussion with the commentators, they're like, that was a very invasive touch, and we're not sure where the disconnect in dialogue is coming. Where they on VAR will call it a fleeting touch.
I mean, literally could have pulled his
That's
arm
a
out of
fleeting
socket.
touch.
Yeah.
Not the shit that they did, and so we were robbed right there a point. So this should be a tie, and.
Now, John Duran did get the start. He also scored
he's
the goal
awesome.
right after Emmy made that save.
Yeah.
What a fucking phenomenal header that was, by
I
the way.
love John Duran.
Great header, by the
And
way.
here you go. You think Villa's got it all under wraps. You feel like they're going to get it done, and then
See, I
Forrest
got two cameras and I don't
Not
know which one
as-
to look
I
at.
know.
not as
I did that too.
quickly, not as quickly as United did it, and maybe not as surprising, but still impactful. Turn around, get 2 goals, walk out 2-1, smash and grab. How you doing? How's your
Yeah,
vibe?
but it's Chris Wood, isn't it?
Yep.
And then Anthony Alenga, when he came on, he changed the game for me.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
was very, very direct. He was absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some, especially with Shore Billy, who's watching both streams right now. There's going to be some Twilight Zone shit between my camera and this camera. Just fucking going nuts. But Mel, you have a
Yes.
responsibility to the
I
viewers.
do.
Real quick, I do want to preface this since there's TikTok people who aren't familiar with how we go about doing this. If our team loses, that is, if Arsenal loses, if Everton loses, or
Edgar
if
L562 just joined,
yeah,
and Larry Thomas pinned it. I
Okay,
think.
well, allow me to.
Sweet.
Okay,
Hello, guys.
Let's not get obsessed with that. Let's finish what we're talking about here.
I'm not good at this. I shouldn't have this.
You have to do a shot of Malort if your team loses. Mel has chosen the barrel-aged Malort today because we have barrel-aged Malort.
Show
we
the-
have
show the normal
original.
bottle.
I've already showed
already
them
did
all.
that.
Oh, okay.
Already showed them all.
right.
The again, let's. I
told you I
fucking-
shouldn't have the camera. So
I
go
know.
ahead.
Fuckers, I am grabbing back this wheel and driving this goddamn bus. You two are out of fucking control right now. Jesus Christ.
Sorry,
It's
show
just-
title's going to be TikTok.
It's just a live fucking stream. We'll be all right, okay?
Nobody we know either.
It's going to be going on January the 19th anyway. Settle the fuck down, right? You're
Oh,
yanking
shit, I
it.
better get my dances in. Gotta make sure. Go ahead.
Producer Mel, please
Yes.
do your shot. And you want to probably turn it that way on her.
All right, we're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, a fleeting touch, my ass. Up the Villa. You know, we did well in the Champions League, and I'm okay with it.
Shore Billy just wants me to mention his name. He's liking it every 5 seconds.
Also-
That's how you take a shot of Malort like a fucking professional.
There you
Yeah,
go.
You know
Please
how
take this back.
that's one of those things that everybody is doing the Malort. I'll have another, but they can't get through it. I'm like,
Yeah,
I've
you know
seen-
what? Give me a little halfie real quick because I want to make sure I can say I have another. This is a big thing going on lately. This is absolutely
Malort thing?
ridiculous for me. And our game actually deserves us taking a shot of Malort. Doesn't
It
it?
does.
It was that bad.
Deserves you taking a shot on Malort, not me.
It was exactly what
lost
you
the-
wanted.
You lost the game. He won the
So
game.
here's the Malort, and real quick, I've had 2 glasses of this scotch, and I've had a bit of this beer already. Jepson's Malort. I'll have another.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not hard. Oh, that's such shit.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that
Hold on,
happened.
I'm going to end the live, so tell them to
Wait.
follow the show on YouTube.
Follow the show on YouTube.
At DU Football Show on all the social medias, guys. Follow us, please, please, please. Facebook, YouTube. Come check us out. See you soon.
Yeah, thank you. I will edit that. And give me a
Welcome
good
back,
break.
faithful listeners. We're here for you now. Oh, sorry.
And go.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Arsenal 0, Everton 0, Ipswich 2, Wolves 1, Newcastle 4, Leicester 0, Chelsea 2, Brentford 1, Spurs 5, Southampton 0, Bournemouth 1, West Ham 1. Arsenal Football Club and Everton Football Club played a professional match in the English Premier League this past weekend.
I mean, I guess we have to say something. Pickford had 5 saves. 3 of them were routine. Just yuck. One of the most boring games in the Premier League I've watched since we sat live for Arsenal West Ham, and I fell asleep during the game
Yeah.
in the Emirates.
Yeah, in the Emirates.
Together.
Yeah, it was...
Pitiful. It was a bad game.
We did exactly what we wanted to do. We did exactly what we wanted to do.
100% you did.
If you can't score, you can't win. You didn't score.
So we didn't win.
It's
Yeah.
just that simple.
But
And
we didn't
Arteta-
try to score, which was the annoying part.
Yeah, Arteta came out afterwards and was like, "We deserved to win that game." It was
No, he
like,
didn't.
What did
They
you?
didn't.
What did you do that actually showed any
He has to say that.
attempt for the like?
He has to say that. It's a PR thing. He has to come out and say that. It's bullshit.
If
He doesn't
anything-
believe that.
If anything, Everton deserved to fucking smash and grab just to be dicks about it because
No,
that's how
you didn't
bad
deserve
Arsenal
that either.
looked.
You didn't deserve that either.
Arsenal looked terrible.
Yeah, but you barely had a foray beyond midfield. You didn't deserve that either.
We didn't have to. We just didn't have to.
The game was garbage. I can count on one hand how many times I said this to you that day. How many times we passed the ball beyond a player.
Mm-hmm.
Most of what we did was center back to right back to right wing back, or right winger to right-sided central midfielder, right-sided central midfielder to striker to left-sided central midfielder, left-sided central midfielder to left winger to left back to left-sided center back.
And all our defense did was go.
Was just easy shift and no
Shift
fucking
side
problem.
left to
what
right
you
and
what
left
you
to right.
do against a low block is you go right wing or right back rather, excuse me, to left wing or to left wing back
Right.
or left back.
Move it around a lot.
Right. And a direct pass that gets your entire team to have to shift.
Yeah.
Somebody could lose a marker. Somebody could, oh, fuck, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing this. And running that 15 yards or 20 yards to their new needed defensive position. And that left wing back should then take no more than 2-3 touches. That touch should be into a striker, immediately surpassing the rest of the midfield. That striker then lays the ball off. Then that ball gets passed beyond to somebody else. And now defensively, you're fucking, God, where are they going? What do we do? And that creates pockets of space that we should have been, and we have done for the last 3 seasons, exploited pretty fucking well. All accounts, but we never created the space to do it. It was so slow. It was so slow.
Your only
it was
real
ugly.
efforts. Your only real efforts on target were from Everton mistakes in the first half that Pickford made nice saves on.
Yep.
That was it. That was. I mean,
But that one at the start of the second half.
yeah.
We talked about that
that
too.
one you created.
But that was it. It's
But the
just
two
like,
in
what
the
are you
first
guys
half
doing?
Were Everton mistakes that led to those shots.
It
and that
was so slow. It was absolutely pitiful. I'm done talking. We talked too much
We
about
are.
it. It was terrible.
sloppy match from Ipswich and Wolverhampton, and just flat out a comedy of errors how that first ball went in the net.
It absolutely was. I mean, they thought the job was done when Totti cleared the ball off the line, right? Except for he cleared it off the back of Doherty, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
It just trickled into the back of the net.
Just, well, look at that.
Just like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they storm back. They play very, very well. Wolves, to be completely fair to them.
They played.
They
well
created
enough to win. They should have
created the
won.
chances. Yeah,
They
absolutely.
played really well.
But then didn't. I mean, Cunha beat the keeper near post. Fine. We've all had our problems with Muric.
He just
Not good. Yeah. If Ipswich stay up, I see a landing spot for Aaron Ramsdale real quick. To be completely honest, who is somebody that I hope finds a landing spot in the Premier League. Because Muric just ain't the guy. To be honest with you. But that brought Wolves level, and they actually did try to push for a winner. But after that goal, they didn't really create what I felt like was a clear-cut, proper opportunity.
Right.
To be honest, Ipswich kind of buckled down and just went, weather this 5 minutes, and then we'll push. And they did, and they found their fucking winner.
And when you know it, Wolves defense lets them down again. A wide open header.
Oh, yeah.
God, how can you let that guy be that open?
It was ridiculous. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. But then also further bad decision making. And Ryan Aitnuri gets sent off for dissent in stoppage time.
Yeah.
Like right before, if not at the final whistle.
Yeah.
Yelling at the officials. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And
He's a crucial player for them. If Cunha is their best player, Aitnuri is their second best player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he's suspended next game.
Yeah.
Now he's suspended next game for a double yellow.
Yep.
It's stupid, man. It's stupid all around. And it's sad, but it's no surprise that Gag was let go.
Yeah. and
Because
with that,
he
Gaggs is
seems
gone.
like one of the better young British coaches. He really does. Seems like he's fairly organized, but I don't know if he's lost the dressing room. I don't know if, I still, for the life of me, I've been saying this, and I don't really mean any disrespect to him. Max Kilman couldn't have meant this much to a defense.
No, he couldn't have.
Especially the way West Ham have started, right?
Right.
He couldn't have meant that much to a defense.
Yeah, he couldn't have been that massively important.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's tough. And, well,
Excuse me, Jose Sa looking like ridiculous. So Johnstone comes back in, obviously, in this game. We talked about Sa and his recent travails. But he was a very good goalkeeper in this league. Like, what happened to him? How did it seems like this season started and Wolves just went, yeah, it's been too long.
yeah.
I'd fancy a season in the championship.
Yeah, it just not good. And
And they had one of the toughest starts of a Premier League season, which is why Gag got so many games.
right.
And they went on that little unbeaten run we spoke about earlier in this show. They had that little four or five games, whatever it was, unbeaten run. I think they picked up 7 points, and then it was supposed to get easier, and they've lost 4 straight.
Yep.
It's like,
And
what are you guys on about?
and this is a team that's already got some financial problems, and their owners don't want to spend money, and they just had given Gaggs a 4-year extension.
Yep.
So who are they? Are
They now have to pay that out.
Yeah,
Yep.
and are they going to go try to get like a Moyes type to try to survive? Because I figure they want to try to survive.
I have a good line from another podcast.
Oh, yeah?
There are names being talked about. Devin Moyes is one.
Mm-hmm.
A very far outsider at this stage. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the bookie's favorite at the moment.
Wow.
He was at Wolves this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He is the bookie's favorite. He was asked why he was there. He said he's good mates with Kieran McKenna from their time together at Manchester United as players. But you've had loads of times to go see Kieran McKenna at Ipswich,
And yet you're seeing them
and you're without a job. But all of a sudden you show up here, and you know the manager's under pressure, and you're the favorite to take the role.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Apparently, and I'm sure Jorge Mendes has had something to do with this, old Georgie boy, who turned this club into his super agents club. Saudi pro manager Vito Pereira, I think is his name, who has managed in Germany to no great record, China, Saudi Arabia, where he is currently, Brazil 2 times, and that one was surrounded by a huge amount of controversy. He took charge of Corinthians, seemed fairly well liked, put in his resignation kind of unannounced to take care of his mother-in-law who was very ill back in Portugal. Only to a month later take charge of Flamengo in Brazil, one of Corinthians' rivals. And then did a really shit job there and got canned a couple of months later. So burned bridges with two sets of supporters in the same country.
Right.
Very just strange person, but he is what seems to be the person that they're in advanced talks with, even though he's not the bookie's favorite, which is Ole. And but he managed in Turkey for a bit. Like, he's just a bit of a mad guy. So for this show, fantastic.
Put it right in our
Fucking
hands.
yeah, please
Right in
sign
our
him up
hands.
to a 10-year deal so we could do a wee shuffle at Crystal Palace like Pards did. I'd love every second of
Oh,
it.
we're gonna need something to talk about in the EFL show next year, so that'll be great.
And see what this cunt gets up to. It's gonna be phenomenal. But it's just not. It's not good at Wolves at the moment. There seems to be a lot of disjointed thinking, a lot of disjointed, just even on the pitch, just what they're doing. Gag didn't teach them to do that. They just did that shit on their own, and it's just not great. But good on Ipswich. Well done.
Yeah.
I feel so bad we didn't actually really talk about them.
Well,
But-
we still got 4 more to talk about. I
I
want
know.
to wrap it up quickly. Magpies just absolutely fucking dominate, and the Leicester defense is just dog shit.
Yeah.
And that's with Voutface on the bench.
Yeah, I'll just say this. I mean, it was fairly straightforward. 4 shots and just 1 on target from Leicester in the game. That conversely is Newcastle 27 shots to 11 on target. However, their possession was only separated by about 11%. Newcastle were so efficient. They were exactly what you would expect from an Eddie Howe team. The problem with that is, why can't they do that every week?
Yeah.
Because they do possess the quality to do that.
That's
they
what you
just don't.
That's what you wonder. Was this a good win for Newcastle, or was this Newcastle just beating a bad team?
So the last thing I said about that, well, since Rude took charge, Leicester were unbeaten in 2.
Right.
I mean, you got to imagine that he maybe put them together a bit, especially given that, again, outside of football,
Right.
they went on that Christmas party and had that sign that said, "We miss you, Enzo," in the club, which is weird. I still don't get it. But the final sentence I wrote were, Newcastle were excellent, but did they really need to be? Because Leicester were that bad.
Yeah, they
in
just
this
were.
game.
They were horrible.
Did they just resort to type? I mean, the 3 games into his tenure, I'm not prepared to say. So I guess we just have to wait and see if that's going to be just how Leicester is.
It's going to be a struggle for Rude. It really will be.
I feel bad for him because I really did think they had the best chance of staying up. They had the most Premier League operators in their squad of the promoted sides.
Yeah. Well, you see what Ipswich just did, and you start to wonder, maybe Ipswich can do it.
That's what happens when you include an entirely Spurs midfield.
Yeah, that would probably do.
You don't tend to win shit.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Sorry, mate.
Chelsea now find themselves in second place. It was a win.
The only thing I wrote down it's really, this one was really a weird watch, right? Chelsea played really well, but I feel like they were a bit fortunate still because Brentford had a lot of chances. They hit the post once. I think they had the crossbar as well, underside of the crossbar that stayed out. Brentford played really fucking well in this game, and
good showing for being on the road.
yeah,
for them, you know, 'cause
right,
they've
about
been
2 miles down the
miserable.
road at the most.
But they've been miserable on the road this season. So,
Absolutely correct.
So in somebody else's building to actually put up a performance is encouraging for them.
But this is also where I say I feel like Chelsea have the best chance of dropping points
Yeah.
because they the way they've been playing, Brentford should not have been in this game, but they were in this game.
Their next match is a game they don't typically win. And I'm not sure this young team's going to do it either.
Also,
They don't
Flecken,
like to win at Goodison. They love to fuck it off at
Yeah.
Goodison. They fuck it off at Goodison a lot.
Flecken gave up a near post goal to Nico Jackson that Flecken doesn't normally give up
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit strange, that one,
Yeah.
to be honest. Something's off in the water in Westland, and you know, I'm not sure this is a fair result necessarily.
Almost thought 9-0 was going to happen for a third time, Mr. Graham. What was it? 20 minutes. It was already 4-0 for the Spurs over the Saints. I mean, they absolutely dominated them. And like you said, and I'm surprised it didn't happen, that, what's his funker? God, I'm already forgetting his name. The damn head coach.
Postecoglou?
No, for
Russell Martin.
Russell Martin wasn't fired at halftime. It was that bad.
So I heard the initial tweet that relieved him of his duties came out 20 minutes after the game.
Doesn't surprise me to hear that.
Essentially almost was fired at halftime. And the only thing I wrote, you can read it right there for the good people. Welp, it almost happened again.
Yeah,
42 seconds, I think it took for Tottenham to score. Tottenham are a good team, right? There's no two ways about it. They have their faults, yeah? They have good attacking talent. James Madison, we've spoken about for years. Quality fucking player, yeah. We've spoken about Richarlison has had his moments. Now, he hasn't been playing very well.
He's
Hasn't been playing
hurt
much
also.
at all.
He's been hurt,
But
too.
I know. I'm just trying to go through the line. Timo Werner did very well in Germany. Made a name for himself. Has embarrassed himself in England a fair few times. Timo Werner is there and still does a lot for the team without scoring goals, right? He occupies space, stretches defenses, does a lot of stuff. You have Heung-min Son. Bad season, but for the last, 5, been fucking phenomenal. Absolutely excellent.
One of the best scorers in the Premier League.
Exactly. I think one year won the Golden Boot,
Yeah.
actually, or close to it. Maybe was finished only second to Harry Kane, maybe. You've got Brennan Johnson, who largely has impressed, but still have questions about until this season, where he went on a run of 7 straight games of scoring or assisting, and then now in 3 hasn't done fuck all. But he was in good form. You have all of these things.
Solanke and Kowalski as well. I mean,
Kulusevski, yeah.
Kulusevski,
but
sorry.
but you have conversely, you have Tyler Dibbling, who scored 2. Well done this season. He's 18. We were speaking very fondly about him a few weeks ago as one that's going to get snapped up by somebody when Southampton get relegated, because it will get relegated.
Definitely.
But you put up a coach that doesn't have the players to play the way that he wants to play in a league that they don't belong in, against a team that high press pretty well. The reason they're not elite is because they leave themselves open at the back and they get scored on more often than they score against those big clubs. But against your shit little team,
They're going to massacre you.
and they did.
Yeah.
They absolutely did.
They took the foot off the gas in the second half.
Do you remember the Dane?
It should have been 9.
Do you remember the Dane Cook joke about shooting the office up?
Mm-hmm.
The reason Tottenham didn't score in the second half is because Russell Martin gave him a fucking Snickers 1.6 months ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They walked in and went.
Right.
Thanks for the candy.
And kept on going.
And then just walked off.
Yeah.
Right? Russell Martin saved them because he gave Ange Postecoglou a Snickers 6 months ago.
And that's the only reason why they didn't.
Only
just
reason it wasn't
completely-
9-0. Because they were absolutely fucking dog shit. He does deserve to lose his job.
So
It's sad because he has a good philosophy. I like his philosophy. And it's something to be said for standing up for it, for saying we're going to play this way. I get it. I like it. But you can't do that. It's a results-based business, man.
yeah,
You've been naive there.
100%.
He just didn't do it.
Finally, felt like a fair result, the draw, but it felt like it should have probably been 2-2 or 3-3.
Now,
Like,
I promised myself I was going to look this up when we talked about it on the old FOTMobby. The stats that I use, see, it was already here, already ready to go, because I've got a total of 45 shots, 29 for Bournemouth, 16 for West Ham. On target was 9 for Bournemouth. 3 for West Ham. So 12 shots on target from 45. There were 18 corners in the game.
It was just, the game was fucking insane.
Accurate passes only totaled up to be 636. Both teams registered under an 80% positive completion rate.
It was such a crazy game for
fucking intense.
for the first goal to happen in the 88th minute.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching. I'm like, how is this not
What is
3-3
happening?
already?
Yeah.
Like,
That's why, like, Smokey talks all this fucking shit about Flapiansky and all this stuff. You fucking build that man a statue, you cunt.
he played his ass off.
He saved Lopetegui his job. Lopetegui should be paying for that fucking statue outside the London Stadium. Fabianski was excellent in that game.
Hands down a handball for Tyler Adams. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't throw the arm up in the air. The arm
Sure
goes in
can.
the air, it's gonna be a handball every single time.
Agree.
Does not matter if you're turning away. It's gonna be a handball.
Totally agree.
And there it was, smash and grab, all ready for West Ham, and then Unal does it again.
Oh, yeah.
That free kick.
It's a fucking phenomenal goal as well.
What's Fabianski
Phenomenal
supposed to
goal.
do? That's one of those ones where, like, in my old keeping days, where you have a game like that and you get scored on like that at the end, where you just look at your team and you're, what?
What do you want me to do? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
And then all of us look back at you and go, your job.
yeah. That was my
Fucking save it, cunt.
my junior year in high school. We had a game against Lars's alma mater. Not when Lars was there, obviously. We're separated by a few
It
years.
was a fair few years. Come on.
But they
You may
we
have
were
the same aesthetic.
playing Glenelg, and we're up 1-0. I've made damn near close to a dozen saves. I save a penalty. On the ensuing corner, the guy that took the penalty got left wide open on the back post by himself and tapped it in the back of the net. When we got on the bus, coach told me I'm the last one to get on the bus. And I'm standing outside the bus. He's fucking screaming at the entire team. And he goes, get on. And I start to get on the bus. He goes, you all fucking apologize to him. And I had to walk to the back of the bus. Everybody's like, sorry, dude. Like,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, that's one of those kind of games. That's how it should have been for Fabianski. Everybody at the end of the game should have been, dude,
Sorry about that.
sorry, man.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sure money.
It happened again. It happened again. Sam lost a bet. It's happened again. I'm down 1,500. Sammy, why don't you tell us what you did? Excuse me. Before I tell you what I'm gonna do.
All right. So here's the thing. I told you that if I missed the bet because it was all the favorites, I'd be in a very happy mood because it meant people fucked off. I didn't expect 3 of the 4 to fuck off because Arsenal, Liverpool, and City all
And
fucked
City
off
all
for me.
fucked it, yeah.
So I am up $95.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Did you know, Mr. Graham? Round number 20% of the time.
Oh,
it
nice.
works 100%
Yeah,
of
there
the
you go.
time, baby.
I like a round number.
That's 1 out of 5.
Yeah. 4 out of 15. No.
3 out of
3 out of
15.
15.
3 out of
Yeah,
15.
3 out of 15.
Very good.
Nice.
I'm going to take 2.
It's still bad, dude. You know that, right?
Better than you. That's all that matters in this
Yeah,
game.
it's good.
Is
Yeah.
be better than you. It's all I have to do.
You have just as much skin in the game for mine and Rob's girls' college as we do.
True.
And you're just pissing it away as well.
Yeah, I'll be dead soon enough.
We both might be, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you're about to have a 4th daughter.
I know,
Yes,
it's bad.
That heart
And the
attack's
old
right around
pair,
the corner.
fuck me.
It's all over for you.
I'm in super trouble.
I'm taking 2 home sides with tough matches. I'm going to go with Brentford over Forest simply because they're at home, because Brentford loves to play well at home. And I'm going to take Leicester over Wolves at plus 462.
Ooh, that's a deep cut.
Yeah,
That second leg of that. The first one I agree with. The second leg of that is that's a deep cut.
Yeah, I'm not sure Wolves are going to have themselves figured out. There won't be a new manager.
It could be a
bump 'cause there
Cunha.
won't
So
be a new
here's the other thing.
manager.
We failed to bring this up during the game. Do you see the afters with Mateus Cunha and some Ipswich staff?
No, I did not.
There seemed to be some sort of man wearing an Ipswich coat who had some glasses on. This is relevant for a reason. There was a bit of a bust up. Mateus Cunha apparently punched a dude in the back of the head, took a swing, took a swipe, did something. Glasses flew off his head. I heard one pundit make a joke that the geezer didn't do anything back or didn't do anything untoward, supposedly, other than whatever he said prior to making Mateus do that. But one of the things he said was that the guy obviously lost his glasses. It flew off his head. He said the hardest thing that geezer could have done was take glasses out of his pocket and put it back on his face. Just like, I got a backup, bitch. Because Cunha didn't do that much damage. So it just would have been just added like insult to injury.
I'm all right.
But yeah, Cunha could face retrospective action and be out for a few
that would hurt him.
because
that would
of
definitely hurt him.
this supposed fight. All right, so what I've done here is
9-way parlay.
it's only 5. So I've got Villa or draw with City. Villa are at home. City are playing like shit.
Don't disagree with that.
Villa are playing like shit, but less shit. Mm-hmm. To be honest,
I don't disagree with that
they've
thought
been
at all.
finding a way where City look all over the fucking place, and Villa have their building behind them. Mm-hmm. So I went for the double chance. I wanted to do a Villa win, but I went for the double chance just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Brentford or draw with Forest. Forest are playing well enough that I'm nervous that they'll nick something, but you're absolutely correct, and this is where I said I agree with you a bit. Brentford are excellent at home.
Yeah.
That's where they've built their bees.
Yeah. Their hive.
The hot, yeah, that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. But Forest have been in good nick, so I am worried they might snatch something like a 1-1. So I went for the double chance there. Brentford or draw with Forest. Newcastle to win at Ipswich. I think Ipswich will be coming off. They'll be flying high. They'll be excited. Newcastle have too much for them.
Yeah,
There's just no chance they get that. Brighton to win at West Ham. I think they're going to want to bounce back. They didn't play ridiculously poorly in that
They played well. They played
M23
well.
derby.
Yeah.
West Ham still aren't good. I think Brighton are going to look to set this right, and I think they'll win at West Ham. And then I think the same thing for Arsenal to beat Palace in my last leg of this parlay. I think Arsenal rue their missed opportunity, especially with the points dropped by other clubs. And Arteta's going to be drilling them hard this week, and make sure they beat Crystal Palace at the weekend. That garners me a plus 1338 if all those things hit.
So you'd still be in the red.
Yeah, I would still be in the red, but it'd be a hell of a lot closer.
Okay. Very good. I'm going to
That's all that matters.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
I don't think so. Was there anybody that was dickheads?
Not that I know of, other than Mateus Cunha hitting a senior citizen, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
I
about
don't
it for
think there
me.
was either, to be honest. I think that's everything. Yeah, I don't think there's a cut this week.
All right.
Really don't.
Next up is DU Does EFL, where we're going to talk about the rest of English football. And then, of course, after that is Injury Time, where we talk about the beers we've been drinking, we recap our fantasy teams, talk a little bit about our adopted clubs, and preview the weekend's action. DU Does the EFL is completely free to you, but if you want to help support the show, how do you go about doing that, Mr. Graham?
Very simple. It's patreon.com/DU Football Show. Just sign up at one $5 tier, and you'll get all the extra content that Sam just spoke about. Or just stay on the stream, and you'll get the EFL show if that's all you want to listen to for whatever reason. Because you're missing out. I mean, you should sign up to the Patreon,
Yeah.
to be honest.
No.
Patreon.com/DU Football Show.
There is one last thought.
Oh, also join the closed Facebook group. A lot of bants there. Had a lot of good bants this weekend as well. A lot of fun with everybody in there talking absolute bollocks. Drunkard United FC on Facebook. Excuse me.
Speaking of cunts, are you aware that your next live show will happen on Festivus?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Taylor, be ready. Shore Billy, be ready. I have some grievances.
Yeah.
If you are,
And if you fancy yourself, I'm down for a feats of strength, cunt. Drive your ass over here.
if you are watching us on the live, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for the EFL show. And the one thing we forgot to do, Mr. Graham, is you talked about how Wolves loves Portuguese. I mean, we can always
Didn't bring to the game not just the basics of football, I believe the basics of life.
You know what I think is an underrated link? I think he wants to get the fuck out of Trabzonspor or whoever he's managing over there. There's been no bigger come and get me plea than I'd love to manage England again, but I'm here for the next 2 years and nobody could pry me away from this club. So it's like, please pay my buyout. Somebody come
Like
get
we
me.
say in Portugal, bread is bread and cheese is cheese.
And that cheese needs to pay the big cheese so I can fuck off to the good cheese.
Till next week, everybody.
Good night.
All right, quick break. Come back to EFL.
Or you're live back on the intranets.
Producer Mel is not fucking playing around.
No, y'all, that's the first time y'all expired the entire commercial.
All right, some shit happened in the championship. We'll see you next week.
Ain't much talking about.
Sam got me going on my family. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to hear about it. You know,
You could have done it after the show, you know?
We did it after the show.
Faux show.
The real show.
No, the faux show. You gotta do it after the faux show. This is only the third show. We still have one more show, so you guys do it after the faux show.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I was looking out for my friend, and you know, maybe some things are less important. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're less important. The EFL show is vastly more important.
Let's see how many
At
people
this stage.
stuck around. One person. You lost 9 viewers.
Oh, sorry.
Sure,
everybody.
Billy, nice to see you. Or Taylor.
Let me see. Taylor hasn't been watching live. Taylor and Christian have not been around.
You've been busy bees,
Oh,
man.
it's somebody on Twitch, so it's Rob Holmes.
Everybody's got shit to do, you know. Hey,
Yeah.
Robbie.
What's up, buddy?
All right, let's go ahead and do a show.
Just kidding.
Well, Mr. Graham, I'd like to say a lot happened in the championship and the lower leagues, but it was all kind of chalk.
No, my life was much more exciting.
Yeah, well, clearly. But we do have League Cup quarterfinals to discuss as well,
We
which
do.
should be good.
Very excited about
Yeah, so like I said, everything stayed the same, including Leeds dropping points.
that. Whee!
You know, so as the more things change, the more they stay the same. Let's start the show.
They ain't never fucking leaving.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Sam Houston? Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey. Sam Graham. Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL, a completely biased brief recap of the rest of English football as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, got a lot of shit going on, Mr.
A lot of shit
Samuel
going on.
Graham.
A lot of shit going on.
How you doing over there, buddy?
Very happy to do these shows tonight.
Yeah?
Allows me a bit of stress relief, a bit of creative freedom,
Yeah?
something to get the business out.
Well, you only got one more to do.
The problem is,
Get the business out. Don't you do that alone with your left hand so it feels like somebody else is doing it?
no, always do the home games. Right hand.
Always the home game, huh?
Yeah, I don't like the away games.
Heard.
I've never been one for a stranger.
Stranger danger.
And of course on the ones and twos over there doing the call out.
DJ Diddles.
Producer Mel.
Remember, this is only 3 show. Y'all do your business after faux show.
One mo show. Faux show.
Do it again. What's a DJ Khaled? One more time. What does he say?
I don't know.
Oh, and another one. That's what it is. And another one.
We're recorded at the Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you're getting podcasts. And
I probably
of
owe
course,
him $10,000 now.
streaming live every single Monday night like we are right now. Should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Just Yellow Pages, man. It's at DU Football Show on all social media. It's at DUFootballShow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
I didn't know
Very
you,
simply.
I didn't know you Xennials knew what a yellow page was.
Oh, come on, man. I used those a fair few times. How do you think that I would call people and go, "Hi, my name's Hank, and my butt's wet," and they'd go, "What?" I'd be like, "Thanks," and then we'd hang up. That was my entire freshman year. It was awesome.
Oh, so very,
Yellow
very
pages.
little. So very, very little to amuse
So
you.
innocent.
We are drinking the exact same shit we drank in the last
Wait,
show.
I can fix that.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
What's that, Mel?
Mel
Oh no, what's this stuff?
Mel has bird dog, gingerbread flavored whiskey.
Oh no. I can fix that.
Well, as we know, she's Hills and Trees Mel. She's Maple Mel, but OG Mel is Gingerbread Mel.
And he
So-
wouldn't let me open it yet, so I was like, all right, I will save it for the show. Three show.
Both, you know, I wanted a nickname if I had a boy for Sammy the 3rd. I wanted his nickname. Remember the hair product brand Tresemme?
Yes.
I wanted to call him Tresemme as if it was Trey Sammy in French. 3 Sam.
So this clocks in at 35% alcohol. It is gingerbread flavored whiskey.
Bird Dog makes decent flavored whiskey stuff at a pretty affordable price, and they do just about every flavor you can think of.
Do you remember Snowmageddon when I lived in Baltimore when we
Yes.
had that 3 feet?
Yes, I do.
Tegan, Carly, and I, as I was gathering men to shovel the alley so we could all get out because our HOA landscaping company couldn't get done. It was a fucking overwhelming. So we all had to do it ourselves. Anyway, we carried around a tray of Bird Dog Blackberry and Jägermeister for people that didn't like Jaeger.
Right.
We carried Bird Dog Blackberry.
Right.
And we all took shots and shoveled the entire drive in fucking an hour, in 12 minutes or so. And then
boys.
everybody went and took a shower, stretched, and then we all met at Green Turtle and had a fucking drink.
I like
It was
it.
great. At the time, it was on the border. It was awesome.
That's pretty good.
But Bird Dog was a part of our story.
Well, there you go. Well, this is bird dog gingerbread.
You know, it's a little sugary sweet.
It's a
but,
little sugary, yeah.
but it's got
It
the
smells
gingerbread
like
flavor.
absolute fucking gingerbread.
Yeah. Tastes like gingerbread. A little sweet, but all the Bird Dogs tend to be a little sweet.
I will be drinking this with coffee and half and half.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
a chilled shot. It does the trick.
Yeah.
You
That-
know, treat
that
it
and-
for exactly what it is. This time of year, gingerbread, fucking perfect.
And this time of year, my favorite drink is and milk.
Yeah, she does amaretto and milk, or she'll do this gingerbread whiskey
Scotch
and milk.
maple and milk, or whiskey and milk, or so and milk is my favorite.
Yeah. And it tastes pretty damn good.
Nice.
I'm all good for it.
Championship corner.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
I wish your favorite drink was Ann Buttons.
Oh, very little change.
It is delicious, actually. I don't mind it.
Yeah, and I don't
It's
mind
fine.
it at all. It's quite good.
It tastes like the end of that s'mores flavored whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
very good.
straight up brown sugar and gingerbread.
Yeah,
I like it.
Nice and easy.
It's fine.
Very little change at the top of the championship as Sheffield, Burnley, Sunderland, Blackburn, and Borough all won.
Careful.
Yeah,
Said Blackman.
I know.
Be cautious.
I know. I was
Burnley, though. Can we talk about the goal?
that goal.
Can we talk about the goal real quick?
Yes, talk about.
I
the goal.
don't often watch highlights of these. I just chime in with my knowledge of history and tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And this was absolutely fucking phenomenal. From what was he, 19, 20 years old, this
Yeah,
kid?
and that free kick started about 40 yards out.
He hit it from a full 30.
He took that strike from about 35 to 30.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. It was phenomenal.
Oh, it was great.
Absolutely flew into the back of the net.
Well, all of Norwich lined up on the 18, expecting the huff it
Some
right in.
loft in, yeah.
And the one player, Cullen, just did a little touch to him. He set himself up onto his right
His right foot took a touch and
ripped it.
absolutely leathered that ball.
It was a fucking rocket right into the back of the net.
For those of you that are familiar with the Salem witch trials and that sort of time frame up in that area, this strike of this ball was one of those hellfire and brimstone sermons that somebody would give. This was people pay good money to watch this game. You fucking give them what they want. And he fucking just did it. And it was phenomenal.
Leathered it
Oh
right in the
my
back of the net.
God. It was so good. And it has to be the best goal of the championship so far this season. Absolutely has to be.
Hands down, no doubt about it. Leeds drew and still sit in second, but they're
Drop points.
yeah, it still dropped points. Opportunity to keep pace level with Sheffield United.
But it's fine. Leads are massive. Don't worry about it.
They're good. Another interesting match was just outside of the playoff spots. 7th place Watford beat 8th place West Brom, which was quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, those names over the last few years, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Makes it less interesting, but fine.
Also, don't look now. Wednesday are sitting in 9th fucking place.
I like it. That I like.
Yeah.
Let's get some more of that kind of stuff.
Especially because Wednesday went all the way down to League One, had that really dramatic 4-goal down in aggregate to come back to win, to advance, and get back up to the championship. Hang on by a thread last season.
Yep.
To now find themselves sitting in the top 10 is great.
I like it.
And it just makes it better for the next Sheffield derby when those two teams play each other, because a lot more fucking skin in the game. Sheffield Wednesday trying to get into the playoffs. Blades trying to hold on to the league lead. You know, all of
also, I wouldn't even mind if both of them came up, to be honest with you, because it would guarantee a Sheffield derby in the Premier League.
If the Blades were going to come up, I'd want Wednesday to come up.
But
with
of all these teams in and around it, right? We perennially we're talking about Norwich. We're talking about now Fulham. Obviously, have been in the Premier League for a couple of years, but year on year they were either Premiership or playoff places.
Right.
Like we talk about them all the time. Yo-yo clubbing, right? Norwich, same way.
West Brom,
United, West Brom. We've seen these clubs so recently in the Premier League. I like, and it is a shame for those fans, and I feel bad for them that their owners don't try to sustain a Premier League stay. But I would prefer some new blood. I like when new blood comes up. Yeah. And we haven't seen Wednesday in the top flight for a fair few years. It'd be nice to see Wednesday come up.
Yeah.
Even if it is at the expense of Leeds, Gecko.
Oh, damn.
Sorry, bud.
Cold-blooded.
I'm just saying.
We also have Pompey got a draw in the midweek, although they got their asses whooped by Derby County 4-0 on Friday.
I put a bet on that game.
Okay, what you put in?
Over 3.5, which happened.
Yeah.
From Derby alone. A Derby or draw, which obviously happened because Derby won. And then over 8.5 corners. And would you guess how many corners there were, Sam?
8.
Yep. Sure was. Missed it. Got the hard yards done. And they had 8 corners going into the 67th minute.
Oh, fucking hell. They couldn't manage to get one more corner.
In 23 minutes of normal time, they couldn't manage to get one more fucking corner from either club.
Hell of a note, but
pissed me off.
With them getting their butts handed to them on Friday, but that draw in the midweek jumped them over Plymouth, so they are now still in the drop, but they're in the final drop spot. So they're
moving up. Yeah,
they're almost out of it.
But jumping Plymouth is like, ooh, nice.
Yeah,
it's fucking
On to League One.
Here's some not so wet socks.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
On to League One. Birmingham City jumped Wrexham to move into second. And little else changed in the top 6, honestly. Reading lost 3-0, though, in their first match without Ruben in charge anymore.
Yeah.
They still sit in 6th place, but directly behind them, Bolton and Barnsley. And those are two teams that were in the playoffs last season.
And again, I'd like to see one of them come up because we don't talk about them enough, right? Either one of them. But I do feel terribly for Reading supporters.
Reading supporters, I think, right now just want to see the club get sold. And this year...
And survive.
And just survive. Which I think they will.
Not even the league drop. I'm talking about survive as a company.
Yeah, precisely.
Is the point. I mean, those owners are so far in debt and so far with their heads up their own asses. They don't know what they're doing. There may not be a Reading if they have to continue to to be completely fair. Reading did come up in my personal life this past week.
No shit.
Talking to Tegan about goalkeeping and stuff, and she commented on Raul Jimenez's little patch he wears on the side of his head where his skull fracture was. And she brought up, she was like, the only other player I've ever seen do that was Petr Cech with his full helmet. Why do you wear a full helmet? And I said, well, goalkeepers have a difficult time, kind of deciding which part of their head hits things.
Right.
Strikers have a little bit more control of that.
Right.
Albeit Raul Jimenez should probably be wearing a helmet. I said, but do you know how that happened and who it happened against? And she said, no. So I told her about Nicky Hunt, the Reading winger from years ago, Irish winger, played for Reading, that was running through while Reading were in the Premier League on Petr Cech, and he dove down, fairly routine. Nicky Hunt tried to jump out of the way, which was fair dues, a complete accident, and kneed Petr Cech in the side of the head and fractured his skull.
Yep.
And that's why he had to wear the short bus helmet, and why we all called him Short Bus.
Oh, Short Bus.
Yeah. But it was a legitimate medical reason why he had to do it. And so Reading did come up in my personal life this last week, which is interesting.
And then there was the kid from Perry Hall against your brother's team in the state title who was just wearing it because he was wearing a Chelsea keeper jersey, and clearly Petr Cech was his idol.
Favorite player, yeah.
And that
happened.
There was, remember him seeing a kid.
It made me want to kick him in the head. Yes. Absolutely right.
Yes, I've never wanted to cause a head injury to a high school senior more in my entire life than that moment.
Like, why are you doing that? Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Wigan got a win to end their miserable slide that they've been on as of late. And
I feel like Wigan are always on a miserable slide.
Yeah, it's true. It's until they overspend and get up to the championship, and then they get into
have a miserable slide again
and get a bunch of points deducted for financial fair play violations. Currently, Crowley, Cambridge, Burton Albion, and Shrewsbury are the 4 teams going down.
I'd like to see Cambridge stay up.
Yeah.
I find it interesting when areas not known for football, or like Wigan even, I'd like to see stay up, when they're good at football, I like that because the area doesn't support them.
Right.
When the rest of the country is obviously football mad, that's more fun to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Crowley was the 4th team to come up from League Two. And obviously Stockport, Mansfield, and Wrexham are all doing pretty well. Even though Mansfield's now more 10th, 11th place, they've kind of fallen off of the ranking a little bit. But also, I guarantee you, if you asked any of those newly promoted sides, with the exception of Wrexham, you got up to League One. What would your goal be? Stay in League One. Right?
Yep.
Wrexham is, we want to try to
100%.
get promoted again. I know that's the case with them, but with the other 3, they want to stay up. So unfortunately, Crowley is not looking good. League Two, Wassel has opened up a 4-point lead now over top of Port Vale with
that's an automatic promotion right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
4-point leads at this stage is crazy.
Feels like it, doesn't it? So they got a win, and Port Vale had a loss. I did not put it in here, but Aki did draw today against Fleetwood Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. I like that. Points on the board is better than not points on the board.
Yeah,
so
they're,
fine.
They're sitting in 19th. They're in decent shape.
Failed to mention this during the main show, but we should say, given Port Vale here is what brought this up in my mind. We remember the clip of the guy going crazy that they're losing to Port fucking Vale again.
Yes.
Which is absolute shit. At one stage over the last 2-3 weeks, I think it might have been against you guys when Wolves won 4-1, I think it was. Is that right?
Against...
Didn't Wolves beat you 4-1?
Way back in the day. Not this season, we beat them 4-0. Everton did.
You beat them 4-0.
Yeah, we beat them 4-0. We lost to United 4-1.
It might not have been against you guys. Wolves...
they beat Fulham 4-1.
They beat Fulham 4-1. Apparently, their fans, the Wolves fans, were singing, "You're losing to us 4-1. How shit are you?" Because they've been so bad.
Right.
And so I forgot to mention it during the main show, right?
Right.
Obviously, they lost and did their thing this weekend. but Port Vale made me think of it, and that clip just played in my head real quick, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to say something about Wolves. You're losing to us. How shit are you? What a chant.
So one other thing to discuss was Doncaster, who's been in and around it, normally at third place, have actually fallen back, and Crew Alexander and Wimbledon have taken them over. So
I like that. I like
Doncaster's
AFC
fallen all the way to sixth.
I'd like AFC Wimbledon to keep coming up. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, what happened with them with MK Dons and the old club leaving and the owner kind of Baltimore colding them essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
It just. And then the supporters setting up the supporters trust and finding investment and setting up a new club, AFC Wimbledon, that were founded in 2006 or 8 or 10 or whatever it was. That's a phenomenal story, and that's also the kind of stuff we want to see coming up. They deserve that. That's awesome. But for Doncaster, I mean, it's a bit of a travesty, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're one again. They haven't been in and amongst it for a long time. I'd like to see them come up and become more part of the consciousness.
Remember last season they were dead last at one point, and then they went on this insane run, walked through the playoffs, and then Crowley Town just handed it to them on penalties. And it was like a game that Doncaster completely dominated. But when it came to penalties in Doncaster's building, all they had to do was win, and Crowley figured out a way to win.
Right. So to put a lot of those clubs at the same token, I'd like to see up there that haven't been for a very long time, if ever.
Yeah.
And that'd be nice also.
So finally, real quick, Carabao Cup, League Cup quarterfinals happen this week. All Prem across the board. We start on Wednesday. We have Arsenal at Palace. Funny that they play each other back to back.
It happens every season for some reason. Not us necessarily, but a fixture. It could be League Cup, could be FA Cup.
Yeah.
But we always get this weird amalgamation that comes out.
That already happened this season. Tottenham took City out of the League Cup
twice,
and then turned around and played
them right in the league. Yeah.
No.
But that happened for whatever reason. It seems to happen fairly frequently. It's weird.
For me, I think you guys beat them in the league fairly easily, but you might actually lose the cup game. I think you're going to bench some players and rest some people and play some kids.
I don't think we will.
Okay.
Here's why. I think with our recent results, and the Liverpool drop points, and the City drop points, and the United obviously dropping points, and the Forest resurgence, and the Villa win draw kind of situation they're in, and blah 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 blah. I think Arteta might look at this and go, "I need a fucking trophy."
Yeah.
If I don't, City fell off, and we're still not doing well.
Right.
Instead of losing the City, we're going to lose the Liverpool. We're going to be the bridesmaids and never the bride.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And people are going to start questioning me.
Exactly. And I think he needs silverware. And the League Cup is something we haven't won in a very long time. We only won it once under Arsene Wenger, and it was very early in his tenure, I think.
I remember
off the top of my head.
I remember,
and that might be inaccurate.
Old Walt fucking it up against Birmingham City.
Exactly right.
In the final.
Yep,
I remember that one.
So I think Arteta looks at this and goes, "We've got a chance here."
Yeah.
And we're already in the quarters.
Okay. Very fair.
I think he may actually go after this game for that reason. If obviously, 16 games in or whatever it was, he won the fucking FA Cup. But it was under COVID. It was all the, kind of whatever. And we haven't really been in with a shout of any other trophy since then. I think he looks at this and goes, I got a real fucking chance here to get people back on my side.
Newcastle are hosting Brentford. This is, again, just a few weeks removed from when Brentford put the stones to Newcastle. In Newcastle's building, I think Newcastle is going to win it because I think the exact same thing. Newcastle fancies themselves needing a cup, and
I don't
is
disagree
that
with that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. And when they were in the final against United, remember?
Yep.
And a game they probably should have won.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think Eddie Howe's doing the same thing, that targeting this as a trophy that they should be doing.
Liverpool traveling to Southampton. I don't care who Liverpool puts out there. They're going to beat the ever-loving shit out of Southampton.
Me and you could play for Liverpool, and Southampton would lose that game.
If Ashley Young had made his fucking penalty, it would have been a Merseyside derby.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that's all there is to it. Instead, bird shit in our mouth. And then Thursday's the interesting one. We have Spurs welcoming
It's not
in.
interesting.
Well, interesting in the fact that it's bigger clubs.
It's the
quote-unquote.
most interesting game, I guess.
Of all of them, yeah. The Spurs hosting Manchester United.
Who knows who shows up for who?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's hard to really say. It's really hard to say.
I'd watch Arsenal Palace. If you only had the chance to watch one game out of this round of fixtures, I'd watch Arsenal Palace.
The first three are all on Wednesday. The Spurs United is on Thursday. That's how that all works out. All right, Mr. Graham.
Both of them used to playing on Thursday night.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're all
Not in Champions League. They're all in shit European competition.
All right, Mr. Graham, that's going to wrap it up. Any parting words?
Nah, I got nothing.
Perfect. Next up is injury time, where we're going to talk about our fantasy teams. We're going to discuss the beers we've been drinking, and of course, preview the weekend's action. Should somebody want to support the show, Mr. Graham, how do they go about doing it?
Very easily, actually. Patreon.com/CU Football Show. Sign up to that $1 tier. You get all the extra Sam's been talking about to support the show in that manner. If you want more of us talking, if you don't want more of us talking, but you still want to support the show, just go to the DU Drip Shack and buy some merch because we do get a fair few quid off of every sale. So holler at that, which is awesome.
Excellent. Till next week, everybody.
There's also some pretty cool shit on there.
Yeah.
Good night. I should get a shirt that says good night. Mel, make it happen.